Martin County School Board voted to consolidate athletics for Martin County schools. So it's going to be no longer a Riverside High School Knights team. It's no longer a South Creek Cougars team. It's one team. When I first came here in 2006, Williamston versus Roanoke, it was packed. Cars all around down the street in Williamston. We came to Roanoke, it's packed. Great rivalry, lovely, great atmosphere. The first basketball game, they said, if you don't get there at 4 o'clock, you ain't gonna get in. I got here, I didn't believe it. 4 something, I didn't get in. So I understand it's a rivalry, and everybody grew up. If you from here, you grew up in that rivalry.
Your children never got a chance to play. There was no reason they should have soccer and your children don't get a chance to play. This is about your children getting the opportunities that they deserve. When I came to this district, and I came to this school, and I found out that these children were not getting the opportunities that they deserve, I'm not okay with that. And that stopped May 8th, which is the day that I became your superintendent. And from May 8th forward, you will get the opportunity. And I'm passionate about children. I'm here for your children. And it is a new day for Martin County Schools. And there will not be a coach. Hear me. There will not be a coach that does not play children that deserves to play. And if there is, you come to me. Because I don't play when it comes to my children. No, I understand your passion because I share it. I'm from Northeastern North Carolina. And I'm here for your children because they are now my children. And I'm fighting with you. And I promise every single one of you that your children are going to get the opportunities that they deserve. Next year, we're working, I'm not even kidding you about this, we are working around the clock to make sure when our 8th graders go to high school, they're going to have pathways presented to you and your child that say, okay, this is what you can do to graduate with a 2-year degree and be an electrician. This is what you take to graduate with a 2-year degree in plumbing. This is what you take to graduate with a 2-year Associates of Art and you want to transfer to ECU or NC State or A&T or wherever it is that you want to go. We are working on those pathways. We've already developed several. So that when you go to high school, you are going to have options. It's unacceptable where we are right now, but I promise you it's a new day in Martin County schools. And even my children who are already in high school, you will have more options. Every child should have the opportunity to take college classes in high school. Have a meeting tomorrow with Martin Community College president. I'm not playing. We are going to do better. Okay? So even if you're already in high school, don't feel like you missed out. There's still going to be pathways for you too to take as many classes as you can before you graduate, because these are free. You don't have to pay a dime to take these classes. So when you graduate, these are your credits towards your 2-year degree. So no matter where you are, you're going to have more options next year. And we're going to ensure that in the future, you have more options, period.
I don't want to hear it. We're going to come together, we're going to come together.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I do. And those kids that say that, maybe they don't need the opportunity to play. Because I'm about giving every child an opportunity, okay? And I'm going to hold you accountable. I'm not saying that the kid comes in there, because kids are going to be doing it, right? But we got to train them up. We got to train them up in the way that they should go, okay? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to train them up, but that will not continue. And again, I want you to hold me accountable for that. I know that this is a hump we got to get over. Okay, I understand that. But if we want to give our kids these opportunities and give them the best, we got to come together. We got to be one Martin County Schools family. We got to stop house divided. Because your zip code does not make you any better than anybody else. And that will not happen under my leadership. Those days are gone. If we want our kids to have opportunities, we got to bring our house together. We're too small to have all this house divided. Bring us together and let's give our kids a chance. Let's teach them how to win. Let's teach them how to lose. Let's teach them how to be the best that they can be. And we can do that together. Hold me accountable. When things happen, come see me. I mean that. Because I promise you, again, they're children. We're going to have some bumps, but we're going to get over them. And we're going to train them up in the way they should go. And if we don't do this now, what's going to happen later? This is going to continue. This is going on too long. If we don't address it now, it's going to continue next year, and the next year, and the next year. It's gone on long enough already. It's time for it to stop. Every child, every chance.
We have a plan. It's a plan. We grind.
We're gonna know though.
The school board is.
We do have a plan, and we have a plan to give every single child every opportunity. The truth is, every single basketball, all the coaches weren't picked before this decision. South Creek didn't even have coaches for a lot of the sports. They didn't even have anybody. Right now, what I know is that your child's going to get a chance, and we are going to hold me accountable. Because I promise you, one of the things that I have seen is that we need to work on communication, and we need to work on accountability. Okay? On a lot of different fronts. But what I can tell you is that we do have a plan. And honestly, there's more coaches in place today for South Creek than there was before this. And I can tell you that your child is going to get more opportunities now than they ever had before. And that's what they deserve.
As an employee of Martin County Schools, Dr. White, I just want to personally, and as a parent, my daughter that goes to Riverside High, I want to personally thank you for even having this conversation and having a vision for Martin County Schools. Because it has always been divided. And it is time for us to come together. Yes, everything is not worked out, but I have high hopes that it will. And it's the fresher breath there that we all need.
Your kids will be fine because guess what? I watched them for 5 years as athletic director at Riverside High School. After a game, they're buddy buddies. It's not going to be a huge deal because these kids are kids. They want to win. They're better. They're going to accomplish more together than they're ever accomplished before. And those Riverside kids are going to step up their game a little bit too. Yes. Okay. So don't think that your kids from South Creek will come in here like that. Because what's going to happen is, because I've seen your kids play, you have a lot of South Creek kids come in. It's going to be like that. And those kids at Riverside are going to step their game up a little bit.
I am deeply invested in our kids here in this end of the county. I'm not from this end of the county, I'm from Virginia, so I don't have any vested interest anywhere. My question is this. Where are practices and games, and I know we're really super early on, but I keep hearing going to Riverside. So at what point are we just gonna put our kids on a bus and send them to Riverside? Or can those kids from Riverside come here because we have facilities as well? Right. So that's my concern.
That's a great. I'll give you a great example. So for basketball season. So to answer that question, I'll give you a great example. So this is my vision right now. I can use basketball for example.
Yeah.
So basketball, if you got four JV girls, JV boys, varsity girls, well, there's 4 teams, right? So currently you got one gym. My vision is this right here. This week right here, maybe the first 2 weeks of practice, the JV girls, the varsity girls, we'll bus them to South Creek. They can practice here at South Creek. The boys can come to Riverside. So now instead of everybody having to wait to practice in one gym. So I've even talked to the maintenance department about even doing the floor across the street, and that gym hasn't been done in years. There's really 3 possible gyms you can use. So if you got enough coaches to do it, you can have practice. Don't have to stay till 7 o'clock at night. So that's to come back.
And I think that's what I think that if you want the community, because we need it as a community. Right. And South Creek is struggling. Right. I mean, let's be real, we are. Right. I mean, I'm on the picture of that state championship runner-up team, and we hadn't had a softball team in 4 years. Yes. So, we are a dying breed right now. But I think if you want this community to buy into that, then you have to make them feel included, and you have to say, hey, we're going to take our kids from Riverside and we're going to bring them here to South Creek, because we're just as important as the Riverside.
And
so the goal is to get kids that go to school in South Creek the same opportunity. You never know. You might have a child here who could be the next Serena or Venus Williams. That's an example. But they never had an opportunity to play tennis. Me, I've coached a lot of guys that went on to college to be very successful. Imagine they didn't have the opportunity to play. I mean, I got a guy I just coached to sign a contract with the Green Bay Packers. Imagine he had went to a school where he had an opportunity to play. The opportunity never came.
I'm going to talk to Coach Hughes as soon as this meeting is over. Again, I have my schedule. I want to do summer workouts here. I want to do summer workouts there. We want to get the back and forth to where we need to go. It's not a situation where we're going to ask you to always come to Williamston.